Hey, what is up guys? Today I am going to show you how I managed to use my super 18 freaking times in this 25-minute Moon's Battleground Grandmaster. In fact, this run was so smooth that funnily enough my random teammates ended up loving this Grandmaster at the end. This build combines the best of both worlds. It provides you with excellent survivability thanks to buffs such as invisibility, overshields and devour, while also suppressing and weakening everything, making those annoying hive guardians completely useless. And to top it off, you will be creating so many orbs of power that your teammates will also have a blast spamming their supers non-stop. To start this off, we have Orpheus Rig, which is the whole reason why this build even exists. Thanks to this exotic, your Shadow Shot Deathfall will give you super energy for each tethered enemy. This super energy gain is capped at 50%. However, this exotic not only provides you with super energy, but it also provides energy to all of your abilities. For example, in here you can see me getting all my abilities back when I throw down my super, which is kind of insane when you take in account that we get our super back in a couple of seconds. This allows us to play a lot more aggressive, since we know that popping our super will most of the time give us our entire smoke bomb, grenade and dodge back instantly. However, since the super gain is capped at 50%, we are going to use a bunch of weapons and mods that will allow you to get your super back before the first one runs out. For example, Wish Ender is an absolute beast with this build because it hits enemies 3 times, and since tethered enemies share the damage you deal to them, your Wish Ender ends up hitting a ton of times with a single shot. I mean, look at all these numbers popping up on my screen. And as you guys know, dealing damage gives us super energy, so we end up with a lot of it thanks to this. Apart from Wish Ender, we are also going to be utilizing Ashes to Assets, which is amazing with this build since your super already weakens, suppresses and pulls enemies towards the anchor, making it very easy to follow up with a Vortex Grenade for some easy super energy gain. This means that for the most efficient combo, you want to start with your tether, wait for it to give you 50% of your super back, and then throw down your grenade while you shoot the tankier enemies with your Wish Ender. When executed right, this combo will easily give you your entire super back. This will also generate a bunch of orbs of power, which you can easily pick up thanks to powerful attraction and your aspect vanishing step, making you invisible whenever you dodge. Remember that these orbs of power will also proc Devour, making you heal to full HP whenever you get a kill. This alone allows you to play so much more aggressive. Now that you know the core of this build, let's get straight into the aspects, fragments and mods. In the artifact, make sure that you pick up all the void mods, as well as countercharge. Stat wise, you mainly want to go for that 100 resilience, and then get as high as you can with mobility and recovery. Ability wise, make sure that you go for your Deadfall super, followed by Gambler's Dodge, Smoke Bomb and then Vortex Grenade. Aspect wise, we are using Trapper's Ambush, so we can use our Smoke Bomb to make us and our allies invisible. Next up, we are using Vanishing Step, so we can also go invisible whenever we dodge. Fragment wise, we are using Echo of Starvation, which is a must. This provides us Devour whenever we pick up an Orb of Power, or Void Breach. Next up, we have Echo of Harvest, which is going to allow you to create so many orbs of power, since we are always defeating weakened targets, as our tether applies a 30% weaken. Then we have Echo of Persistence, which is amazing for this build because we use invisibility, overshields and devour, so this simply increases its duration. And finally, like with all of my builds, the last fragment is personal preference. I've been playing around with Echo of Expulsion because it makes your tethered targets explode. However, if you want to focus more on your grenade, then you can go for Echo of Remnants. If you want to get even more super energy, then you can also go for Echo of Reprisal. Or if you want to play it safe and get invisibility on finishers, then you can also go for Echo of Obscurity. Mod wise, we are starting on our helmet and we are using Kinetic Siphon so we can generate more orbs of power with our Wish Ender. I am also using heavy ammo finder for the extra heavy ammo, and then access to assets so we can get super energy on our grenade kills. Now, if you want to go full on super energy, then you can either go for double access to assets, or you can also go for one dynamo, which also gives you super energy whenever you dodge. However, in harder content you won't be making as much use of this. That's why I prefer to use a heavy ammo finder. On our gauntlets I am using momentum transfer with bolstering detonation because this allows for a much smoother experience when playing Void Hunter, since you're always rotating between your abilities. I am also using Font of Focus for the 3 tiers of discipline that it provides. On our chest plate, we are simply using triple chest resist mods depending on the activity that we are doing. On our leg armor, I am using double kinetic weapon surge, that way my Wish Ender can deal even more damage. And then one font of agility for the 3 tiers of mobility. Once again, if you want to play it safer, you can remove the weapon surges and you can go for something like recuperation or even stack on stacks. Finally, on our cloak, we are using Reaper for the Orb of Power after we use our class ability, Time Dilation so we can make use of our armor charge stacks for a longer period of time, and then Font of Restoration for the extra 3 tiers of recovery that it provides. Weapon wise, Wish Ender is the bread and butter of this build, so I recommend sticking with it at all times. We are able to do this because we don't have to worry about overload champions, since our super suppresses them, meaning that it automatically counters them. When playing this build, or any build that allows you to spam your super, knowing when and where enemies spawn is very helpful, because this will teach you when you should and you shouldn't use your super in each activity. However, for the most part, I would recommend throwing down your super at a group of at least 3 to 4 enemies, depending how tanky they are. For example, in this segment I threw my super at only 2 barrier champions, because I knew that thralls would come out running afterwards, meaning that I could almost get my entire super back. The more times you run an activity with this build, the more you will be popping your super. Remember about the tether plus grenade combo that I explained at the beginning. And lastly, don't be afraid to play a little bit more aggressive, since you have so many tools to survive. Devour will be healing you back to full HP, your super will be weakening and suppressing enemies, making them completely useless. And lastly, you have your smoke bomb and dodge for whenever you need to go invisible, which you also get back instantly when you tether enemies. All of this combined allows for an extremely fun and efficient build that you can use in any content. And that is all for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the build, and as always, have a wonderful rest of your day.